Cash on the line. Connecting the success with the telephone. Once upon a time, telephone lines carried only live voice conversations. Now they are being used to transmit computer data, speed copies of documents from coast to coast, search distant databases, retrieve pre-recorded audio messages, and do dozens of other things that make money for someone somewhere. You too may be able to make money with your telephone, but to do so, you will need to know how to distinguish true income producing opportunities from the all too prevalent get-rich schemes designed to make someone else money at your expense. This chapter will help you gain a better understanding of what it really takes to turn your phone into a money machine. How can I use the telephone to make money? You can make money either by offering a telephone-based service, by selling telephone services, or by using the telephone, usually in combination with computer or fax, to communicate with customers or as employee deliver work to them. I've seen ads implying that for a few $100s, I can buy a 900 number and make several $100s a day. Are these ads for real? Many of these ads are misleading at best. While there are legit ways to make money with 900 information services, you are not going to be able to do it on an investment of just a few $100s. Warns Robert Maston, author of 900 Know-How. How to succeed with your own 900 number. There are a lot of snake oil hustlers out there. How can I tell what is legit and what isn't? Among the companies to be wary of are those that offer you the opportunity to share in the profits if you will advertise and promote their program, pressure you to sign up now before all available 900 numbers run out, imply you can get rich by owning a 900 line. A 900 number by itself is worth nothing to you. You must have a product and the money to advertise that product to make money. Are there any legit 900 number services? Yes, there are many of them. Among the organizations and government agencies that have 900 information services now or have used them in the past are Dow Jones and Company, Microsoft, the New York World Trade Center, the Associated Press, the Michigan Department of Commerce, Consumer Reports, and the ABC TV network. Among the types of services available through 900 numbers are up to minute stop quotes, software support, legal advice or fax copies of legal forms, import/export leads, academic information, medical advice, and counseling for parents. You can also voice your opinion in TV polls or contribute to some fundraising campaign by using 900 number services. Are 900 numbers used frequently? In 1991, more than 274 million calls were placed to 900 numbers, resulting in estimated revenues of approximately $975 million. How do 900 number businesses work? A 900 number business is simply a pay-per-call telephone information service. A 900 number is not itself a business. Rather, it provides a method for delivering a product or getting paid. These services, according to the Information Industry Association, generally are offered to consumers as a team effort by the following kinds of companies: an information provider who creates information, or sometimes an entertainment service, and is responsible for its content, a service bureau that provides a business message, storage system to help the information provider handle the incoming calls. Some information providers use their own message storage equipment instead of using a service bureau. A long-distance carrier phone company that carries the 900 program, AT&T, MCI, or Sprint. The local phone company, which is responsible for the billing of the 900 services. The information provider advertises the service just as they would advertise any business through whatever media they choose. Customers who want to use a service call the advertised 900 telephone number and obtain the information, incurring a fee that has been set by the information provider. At the end of the month, the telephone company adds the 900 number charges to the customer's regular phone bill. The phone company takes its cut and distributes the balance of the collected fees back to the other players in the chain. Haven't a lot of people been ripped off by calling 900 numbers? There have been some con artists who have used the pay-per-call industry as a new way to call the same old scams that have plagued the mail order and telemarketing industries in the past. Among the advertised 900 numbers that have been most abused have been services that advertise guaranteed credit. Ways to get out of debt, and even high-paying overseas jobs. Often, the information retrieved from such services is of little true value to the caller. In the past, customers often had no way of knowing in advance how much it would cost to get their advertised information. Only when their phone bills arrived at the end of the month would they discover that the worthless information sometimes costs as much as $50 or more. The industry also got a bad name in the past because of adult-only call-in lines. As a result, some federal and state regulations have already been put in place to regulate the industry, and more may be forthcoming. In addition, the long-distance carriers must now approve advertising and content of the 900 information services. Can small businesses really make money in the pay-per-call industry? It is possible for small and home businesses to make money with their 900 number information services, but not on a shoestring budget, explains John Small, owner of Strategic Alliance Marketing, a Fort Worth, Texas, marketing consulting firm. The business can be small in size, but it can't be small in creativity or money. It takes promotion and advertising to make a 900 number service work. Since 900 services have been advertised heavily to succeed, money can be made indirectly from the 900 businesses by small businesses in the advertising, copywriting, and video production fields. How much money do I need to start my own 900 information service? Small, whose company use 900 numbers to sell its own information services and also provide turnkey startup services to other entrepreneurs, say the cost of turning an idea into a 900 number information product and test market it is normally run somewhere between $2,500 and $10,000, depending on the media used to advertise the program. If the program is successful and you plan to continue it, you should plan on having additional money available, since it could take up to 2 months or more to collect your earnings from the incoming calls. There is, of course, no guarantee that after spending that much money, your information product will be a success. Thus, warns Small, you should start out with at least $10,000 that you don't have to see again, since there is risk involved. How do those costs break down? How much of it goes to buy the 900 number? You don't buy a 900 number. You or your service bureau are given access to a number and billed for usage of that number by your customers. Much like you get billed when customers call your 1-800 number. You make money by charging your customers more than the phone company charges you. What kind of costs will I incur? The costs you may have in running an information service on 900 phone lines are the long distance and local phone company charges for line use and billing. You get charged both per minute charges and percent of total call charges, which together may come to about 70 cents per minute. Per minute charges billed by your service bureau. Most service bureaus were charging 10 cents per minute in 1992, but some had fees of 45 cents per minute or more. A monthly minimum fee of about $300 to $500 from the service bureau. Setup and programming charges from the service bureau, which could range from about $500 to several $1,000s, depending on the complexity of your program and the service bureau you use. Other fees from the bureau for services such as caller ID to pick up callers' phone numbers and for recording addresses of callers and forwarding them to you. Your advertising cost, which may range from a minimum $1,000 a month for local 900 information lines to as much as $10,000 to $15,000 a month if you advertise on a more widespread basis. Why does it cost so much to advertise the number? You have to create awareness of the number, and that means getting advertising out to potential customers. If you have a service targeted at a particular audience, you can use print or ads or card decks or direct mail to keep costs down. But if you have a mass market product, you will probably need to use television to create enough awareness of your message and to get people to call. Small says you will need to advertise 3 times a day, every day for 2 or 3 weeks. At that point, you know if you have a dog or something that can make some money because you have some call response, he says. The next 3 or 4 weeks of advertising of the same frequency will start driving the numbers up. If they level off, get off of it. Cut your losses. You either picked up the wrong product, your market's wrong, or there's too much market saturation for the kind of product you have. How long does it take to turn the idea into a 900 service? Plan on 45 to 60 days to get the idea up and running on a 900 line. What do the service bureaus do? The service bureaus generally make arrangements with the long-distance carrier for access to 900 numbers. 900 exchanges and provide the equipment necessary to receive calls and store and deliver your information product to callers. They also may receive the money from the call company and then distribute it to you. Do service bureaus provide any marketing services? Service bureaus generally provide only equipment and access to the phone lines, but there are marketing and consulting companies that can provide help with marketing. Wouldn't it cost me less if I didn't use a marketing or turnkey service? You would eliminate fees charged by the marketing firm. However, you still would have to allocate many thousands of dollars to get your program off the ground since the biggest expense is advertising and promotion of the service. What should I look for in a service bureau? You will want a service bureau that can handle multiple incoming lines at once, and that will make sure these lines will be up and running when your program is. If your service bureau has technical problems and calls can't get through, you lose money. You should also find out who the bureau's clients are. Ask for references and check them. What kinds of programs those customers run. If the bureau is financially stable, and what kind of capabilities they can make available to you. You should also ask about cost, of course. What kinds of services lend themselves to 900 phone numbers? Both John Small and Robert Maston say information products that can be targeted at particular markets, time-sensitive information, and advice services that will bring repeat businesses are the most likely to succeed. How much money could I expect to make with a 900 number? If there is a market for the information you are selling through 900 numbers, you should be able to make 2 to 3 times the amount of money you spend to advertise the number, according to John Small. How much would I charge users for the call? You need to charge enough to cover your phone service charges and your advertising costs and make a profit. Typically, that is $2 to $3 per minute. Through certain programs such as opinion polling, must be done at a lower amount, around $1 a minute, in order to attract callers. Can I use my own computer and voicemail system to handle incoming calls and avoid using a service bureau? It is not really practical to have calls come directly to you because of the sophisticated technology involved in handling multiple phone calls and delivering automated messages. Can I put anything I want on the 900 number? No. The content is regulated to some extent by the long-distance carrier and by federal and state regulations. Furthermore, you must provide actual information of value during the phone call. Generally, this information consists of a pre-recorded announcement and interactive menu of information, the most common, or a live person giving consulting or other advice. Not allowed in some states because of abuses in the past are job information and credit repair information. The Information Industry Association publishes a one-page guideline called Standards of Practice for Voice Information Services that discusses ethical conduct regards to both the information content and the advertising of voice services. You can get a copy by sending a stamped self-addressed envelope to Information Industries Association at 555 New Jersey Avenue, Northwest Suite 800, Washington, D.C., 20,001. What regulations affect 900 numbers? Under current FCC regulations, customers must be told as soon as they connect with the 900 service what charges will be and who the information provider is. They also must be given the option to hang up at the beginning of the call without getting billed. The information provider has to foot the bill for all hang-ups. Automated collect calls, line seizing, and generation of dual-tone, multi-frequency tones are prohibited. Customers also have the option of disputing 900 charges to their phone number and cannot have the telephone service disconnected for refusing to pay a bill for a call to a 900 number. Businesses and customers also have to be given the option by the phone company of having 900 numbers blocked, arranging it so they may not place calls to 900 numbers. Different states have different regulations regarding the information that may be offered on a 900 number. At least one state was trying to get legislation passed that would randomly block 900 access from all phone lines, making it necessary for phone customers to specifically request access to 900 service. The long-distance carriers and some of the service bureaus have regulations with which you must comply to. AT&T, for instance, insists on seeing and approving advertising copy that will be used to promote a number, as well as actual information to be delivered once a caller connects with the number. At least one of the major service bureaus won't accept any information provider that will be using their lines for adult-only material. What publications will give me more information about the industry? Among the publications that cover the telecommunications businesses are Info, Text Magazine, 34700, Coast Highway, Suite 308, Capistrano Beach, California, 92624, 714-493-2434. Inbound, outbound, 12 West 21st Street, New York, 10010, 212-691-8215. Teleconnect, 12 West 21st Street, New York, New York, 10010, 212-691-8215. Telemarketing, 1 Technology Plaza, Norwalk, Connecticut, 06854-9977. It's a 1-800-243-6002. You may also want to read one of the following books: 900 Know-How, How to Succeed with Your Own 900 Number Business by Robert Maston. Send $19.95 plus $3 postage and handling to H's Publishing Group, 796 Aquaneck Avenue, Newport, Rhode Island. 0284041-849-4200. How to Start Your Own 900 Services by Claude Duluth. Ideal Dial 910, 15th Street Suite, 900 Denver, Colorado, 80202, 800-528-3425. Where can I find service bureaus? Here are a handful of service bureaus you might want to call. Many others can be found by looking through the ads in telecommunications and direct marketing magazines, or by asking the long-distance carriers' recommendations. Ideal Dial 910, 15th Street, Suite 900, Denver, Colorado, 80202, 800-582-3425. Regal Communications, Inc., 1035 Campbell Road, Fort Washington, Pennsylvania, 19034. 1-800-825-4900. West Interactive, 9910 Maple Street, Omaha, Nebraska, 68134. 1-800-841-9000. What kind of telephone-related businesses are there? You can sell telephone equipment such as cellular phones and services, reduced rate long-distance services, telemarketing services, information services, or facility services. You could also sell advertising, publicity, or other support services to businesses in the telecommunication industry. The key to success is the same as it is in any business industry. Know the industry or learn it about it, then find a need to fill it. Is voicemail a fad? Voicemail is not a fad. It is used by large corporations and by local public libraries, as well as by small one-person business, even homeowners. It is a good way to let company employees communicate with one another when they are on the road, to reduce the volume of routine queries handled by a bigger business, and to direct calls to the right department in a business. Is voicemail a good business to get? It could be. Like any other business, however, you need to do your homework and determine if the business will work out for you. Jerry Golitswitzer, owner of the Wixel Group, a business that provides telemarketing and other services to small businesses in the vicinity of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, suggests one way to determine if selling voice mailboxes is a good business for you. Determine how many voicemail mailboxes you need to sell to make a decent living. If you want a $3,000 income per month, you will probably have to rent 300 voice mailboxes a month. Every 4 minutes of a message takes up 1 megabyte of computer disk space. If you allow each of your 300 voice mailboxes to store up to 10 minutes of messages before being erased, you will need a 750 megabyte hard drive just to store the voice mail messages. Obviously, you would also have to be able to sell 300 voice mailboxes. What should I know before starting a voicemail business? Among the things you should know, you should look into are who your customers will be, what they require in the way of automatic phone services, how much they can afford to pay for services, who your competitors are, what it will cost you to market and provide the services, how many sales you will have to make for voicemail businesses to be profitable. Once you have this basic information, you will also need to determine how many phone lines you will need, how many voice mailboxes you will have on the system, how much time will be allocated to each voicemail, what size hard drive you will need, a function of previous 2 systems, how suitable your system will be for your customers' needs. For instance, the first thing callers should hear when they get the voicemail system is the name of the company they are calling, not some menu telling them how to locate the company on the voicemail system. How much can I charge for a voice mailbox? Though fees will vary, you may be able to get much more than $10 a month for a single voice mailbox. If you are selling to small businesses that have simple requirements, the amount you may be able to get might be as even less, particularly if the local phone company in your area is offering low-cost voicemail options to businesses and residential customers. What about those voicemail businesses you can buy? Are they worth it? Voicemail turnkey and packages businesses may provide some hardware and software and a plan to follow, but they will not put you into business. Only you can do that by going out and selling the service. You will also need to make sure the hardware that is provided as part of the package is adequate for the needs of a viable voicemail service. Some people who have bought turnkey voicemail systems have found that they needed to upgrade the hardware and get more phone lines into home/office in order to make the service marketable. What about facsimile service? Can I turn a fax machine into a money machine? Offering facsimile services is another way to bring in income. Offering the use of a fax machine to customers may bring in a few extra dollars here and there at an office supply store, secretarial service, or print shop. Specialized equipment that allows more sophisticated services can be used to bring in more substantial income. If you know what services to sell and who to sell to them to. For instance, faxback technology, a system that allows a person who wants to get information to call a special number and then have information automatically sent to his or her facsimile machine, is being used in a variety of ways to make money. Fax broadcasting, sending out faxes to multiple fax machines at once, is another service that has possibilities, particularly if used as an information delivery system rather than a way of distributing junk mail. There are various regulations governing distribution of unsolicited advertisement material via fax. Among the potential drawbacks of services like these, however, it is that repeat customers are always the most profitable customers you can have. Might decide they can save by purchasing their own equipment after seeing how well yours work. Could I make money running a bulletin board service or as a system operator, SISOP, on a national information service? If you have a good information product or service, you might be able to make some money, but few SISOPs can live on the earnings from their online information services. SISOPs of private boards must pay for equipment, phone lines, advertising, repairs, and software to run the information service, as well as whatever cost they incur to collect the information they make available to their customers. They make money only if they can get enough paying customers to cover all those costs and return a profit. SISOPs on the major online information services don't have to pay for mass storage equipment, but must have a good information product that will attract a large mass market audience. Generally, they are experts in their field and incur hard costs both in collecting information for their services and in promoting their services. Soft costs came in the form of many hours of work, keeping the information online, organized, and doing a variety of administrative tasks. Income is usually derived in the form of royalty payments based on usage, but it is sometimes set as a flat fee or guarantee against royalties. Is selling cellular phone services a lucrative business to get into? There are 3 ways to make money selling cellular services: by being a direct sales representative for the cellular company, by being a sales rep for an agent of a cellular company, by being an agent of a cellular company. In any of these 3 cases, you will need to plan on selling in volume, since commissions on the initial sales will be relatively low. The agent may make less than $300 per sale, and reps working for the agent may make up to $50 per sale. Residuals on use of the service, when companies offer them, run only 2% to 5%. To make a living, agents for cellular services often offer cellular as a mix of connectivity products. Other sources of revenue, such says Henrik Rasmussen, the Carolinas district agent for AudioVox Corporation, are renting pagers for a paging company, selling accessories and selling fax machines. What about selling reduced rate long distance phone services? Is that profitable? If you can locate customers with big long distance phone bills and sell them on switching, you may be able to make 6 to 7% commission on the customer's actual bill. Thus, if you bring in customers that do a total volume of $10,000 per month and phone calls, your commission will be $600 to $700 per month. Depending on what company you are selling for, you might have to bring in one or more new customers a month until you reach a certain dollar value in order to collect your residual. You will have some expenses for brochures, your car, getting leads, and so on. Could I make money purchasing my own coin-operated telephone and placing them in business establishments? Unless you get lucky enough to get an usually good location, your average take per month will be about $20 per phone, says Jeff Michaels, one of the owners of Network Service Communication Corporation in Leventon, New York. Areas that do best for payphones are bars and other busy locations where many people might normally be expected to make phone calls. Any money that is in the coin box gets split with the owner of the establishment in which you have placed the phone. What is telecommuter? A telecommuter is an employee of a company who performs part or all of his or her work at home. Instead of commuting in the office, in a car, the employee commutes via telephone, staying in touch with the people in the business by voice or computer. If the employee work is normally prepared on a computer, it can be transferred from employee home computer directly to the company's computer over ordinary telephone lines with a modem. Do people telecommute every day of the week? It depends on the situation. In some jobs, people from home all the time. Other people work from home a few days a week or a more occasional basis. What's the difference between a telecommuter and an independent contractor? Independent contractors are self-employed business people. They get no benefits such as sick pay, health insurance, or pension plan from the employers and are responsible for reporting and paying income taxes and Social Security's called self-employed tax when you are self-employed directly to the IRS. Most independent contractors work or attempt to work for more than one company. In fact, making one services available to the general public is one of the criteria the IRS uses to distinguish independent contractors from employees, since they are treated differently for tax purposes. What kind of companies hire telecommuters? According to a study of office staffing strategies published in 1992 by the Olson Corporation, 13% of businesses offer work-at-home options to their employees. These arrangements are most commonly offered in a service business, 20%, and in banking and finance, 18%, among other types of businesses where telecommuting opportunities exist or are being tested are insurance companies, telephone companies, and even state and federal government offices. How many people telecommute? A study by Link Resource Corporation put the number at about 6.6 million in 1992, a 20% increase from the preceding year. The majority of telecommuters were in management sales or were classified as professionals with the companies for whom they work. Do businesses hire telecommunicators as a way of keeping costs down? No. In fact, telecommunicators seem to be regarded more as an employee benefit than a work style. According to the Olson study, alternative scheduling programs such as telecommuting are employee-driven more than budget-driven. They are offered primarily as a way to attract and keep qualified workers. Companies that offer telecommuting as an option have received increasingly requests in recent years from employers who want to take advantage of that option. Do businesses advertise for telecommuters? Usually they don't. Most telecommuters jobs grow out of on-the-job work. How can I get my company to let me work at home? If the company doesn't have a formal policy, ask if you could work at home on a trial basis. Remind your supervisor that you could be more productive working from home since you will have fewer interruptions, and suggest that they let you try working from home 1 or 2 days a week. Be sure you get your work done and keep in touch with the office during business hours. If the experiment is successful, consider asking the company to let you work at home more days a week. What are the drawbacks of being a telecommuter? There are a couple of disadvantages. First, you may lose contact with other staff members and run the risk of being passed over come promotion time. You may also find you miss the camaraderies of office work. Some people discover they dislike the peace and quiet of working at home and would much prefer being with other adults during the day or in a situation where things are happening. Finally, working at home can be an expense. Employers usually do not supply the computer, fax, modem, or other equipment you may need. Furthermore, if you buy these items yourself and are employed by the company rather than being an independent contractor, you cannot deduct these costs on your tax return. Is there any way I could deduct the cost of my computer and other equipment? If you go into a business for yourself, you may be able to deduct the cost of your equipment. Many people start off with their last employer as the first customer of their new business. You must be careful to set things up so you are truly independent. However, or you could lose your chance to take business deductions, and the employer might get high with a variety of penalties. Might get hit with a variety of penalties. Okay.